Hope you guys are all doing well. So yesterday we talked about basic factoring when there was no GCF. And so today what we're going to do is talk about the GCF, because you always want to find your GCF first and pull it out, kind of like your little sibling. Remember how we talked about that in class? And then bring it back at the end. Again, the assignment over straight factoring and factoring your GCF is due on Thursday by 11:59. And then on Friday, there'll be a video about how do we solve when factoring. There'll be an assignment then that'll be due Sunday by 11:59 as well. Also a reminder that it was great to see 4 of you guys today on Google Meet. We are now going to do Zoom. I've sent you all an email with the Zoom information. Your time slot is still from 9:30 to 9:50. You will have to download the app. The app is free. You can put it on your phone, on your PC, or it'll also go on your Chromebook. The district opened that up. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow on Zoom, and that's how we're going to meet from here on out every weekday. So let's talk about factoring. Just to review from yesterday, we kind of do our XSET method. Again, there's multiple ways to factor. You don't have to do it this way. It's just one way to kind of stay consistent with everything. So again, yesterday we talked about how we have no GCF here, and we X it up. We're always using AX squared plus BX plus C. Remember, A cannot be 0, but it's okay for B and C to be 0 when you're factoring a problem. We identify them, we X them up, and then we solve from there. So what's different now, we have a GCF. So let's do 2 problems today with GCFs. Again, if you have any questions on any of this work whatsoever, please come and talk to me on Zoom tomorrow, and we can kind of work through it. I'm also going to put up a note sheet that kind of lays out a little more over this type of factoring and the solving part. Okay. So for instance, let's say I have this problem here, 2x squared plus 4x plus 2. Well, we know right away that there's a 2 GCF there. So we're going to pull it out of every problem, okay? So I'm going to pull out a 2 here, and I go 2 divided by 2 is I have 1x squared. 4 divided by 2 is 2x. And then 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this is my remaining trinomial, and this right here I'm going to factor. I'm going to ignore this 2 until the very end when I need it again, okay? So looking at that problem there, I know A is 1, and B is 2, and C is 1. So pretty straightforward what A, B, and C are. Then I'm going to go straight into my Xing it up part. So when I X it up, I remember that I do A times C on top, B on bottom, and then my fractions are always what A equals. So I set it up just like this, A times C, B, what A equals. So A equals 1 in this problem, which makes our life easier. A times C is 1, and B is a positive 2. So I look at this and say, okay, what numbers multiply together to give me 1, but I can combine to give me 2? So when I look at that, it has to be a positive 1 and a positive 1. Again, I like to put these signs there, because then that lets me know what are the signs going to be in my binomial. So when I write that out, I end up with x plus 1 over 1, x plus 1 over 1. Okay, I then simplify those down to x plus 1, x plus 1. And then I'm done. That's my answer, x plus 1, x plus 1. But some of you guys are going to say, okay, can't we make that together? Absolutely. That's a perfectly fine answer, x plus 1, x plus 1. But you can also put that as x plus 1 squared and be a little more simplified, and that also will give you full credit, okay? However, what am I not done with here? I don't have my GCF. So before you forget, make sure you bring down your little sister or brother and put that in front of the parentheses. So the final answer there would be 2x plus 1, x plus 1, or 2x plus 1 squared. Okay? So that would be our first GCF problem. Again, you always pull out the GCF first, and then ignore it right now until the very end where you have to make sure you have it back. Okay? The next problem we're going to do is a little bit different than the other problems because it's no longer a trinomial. It's now a binomial. So I have 4x squared minus 8x. Okay? What some people like to do here is they like to have all 3 terms there. So if I want to do that, I can put a plus 0 there, or you don't have to, but some people like to stay consistent with the ax squared plus bx plus c, which is perfectly fine, okay? So right now what I'm going to do, again, a couple different ways to do this, but I'm just going to pull out the number GCF, not the number and variable. So I look at 4 and 8, and I know that they share 4. So I pull out a 4, and I'm left with x squared plus 2x. Because 4 divided by 4 is 1. I know that some of us like to put that 1 there, so I'll put it there. And then 8 divided by 4 is 2. So now I'm going to find my A, B, and C. Again, A is the number attached to x squared, B is the number attached to x, and C is the number that's a constant with no variable. It's okay for B and C to be 0, but A can never be 0 because it's not a quadratic. So when I look at that, I know A equals 1, B equals 2, and then I don't have a C, so I need to put that 0 there. So A equals 1, B equals 2, and C equals 0. Then from there, I'm going to exit up and plug in what I know. So I know that the top is always A times C, B, and it's always what A equals is the bottom of my fractions. So again, there's my X. You don't have to use it every time. The more you get comfortable, the easier ones you'll be able to do in your head, but you can use this every time until you get comfortable with it. Perfectly fine to understand how to factor, and that's the most important thing. So here we get A is 1, 1 times 0 is 0, and B is positive 2. So I think to myself, what can I do to multiply to get 0 and add to get 2? Well, if I'm multiplying to 0, one of them has to be 0, and the other one has to be a positive 2. 0 times 2 is 0, 0 plus 2 is 2. So I'm good, okay? So I'm going to write those out, and I get x plus 0 over 1 and x plus 2 over 1. I said before in class that a lot of you guys are just going to go ahead and simplify those right away. Perfectly fine, the more comfortable you get with it. I'm just going to show every step. So when I look at that, I get x plus 0 and x plus 2. Well, then I can simplify that a little bit easier because x plus 0 is actually just x. Plus 0 means nothing. So I'm going to simplify that further, and I get x plus 2. So I've simplified down all of my x, but I got to remember to bring my little sibling home with me. So my final answer there would be 4x, x plus 2. Remember, you can always check these by just distributing. 4x times x is 4x squared, and 4x times 2 is 8x. So I know I did it right because I can work backwards, okay? I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy the beautiful weather outside. Again, I will see you on Zoom tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to email me through my email or through Schoology, and I will answer back pretty quickly. Again, have a great day. Hope you're good with factoring. We'll see you tomorrow.